Today on Rattle Can Restorations, we're going to start taking off the trim. If my cameraman doesn't knock all the tools into the fender right there, we'll be good. We're going to start taking off the trim and start sanding down the car. Certain trim I will not take off because there's really no reason to, like the drip rail and stuff like that. I don't really have a can opener to take it off the right way. I mean, there's different ways you can do it. We're also going to try and finish up the wiring under here, get all the headlights and everything plugged back up and ready to work. We're not going to sand on the whole truck, the whole episode, because that's just going to be boring. But we're going to show you some little, we'll probably get this fender done, get the trim off. We got to take off the front grille right here, get it ready. Not going to worry about the headlights. We can just take those off when we go to paint. I do have a GoPro that we're going to try. We're trying to keep the phone going just in case that we have any problems. I am mic'd up and everything, so we're going to see how it goes. But he's still going to have our camera on backup, and we'll kind of mix in backwards and forward to see how it goes. So that's what we're going to work on today. We're going to start going with the truck, getting the trim off. If you can see on this door right here, we've got the top trim piece off, and you see all the dust and everything that sits behind it for all those years that it's been sitting there. We got to cut these little, I don't even know what you'd call them, these little pins out here that hold the plastic on, that hold the trim on. We're going to cut those off so we can have a nice flat surface. We're going to sand the door. We're going to sand the fender. We're going to pull off the emblems. Pulling off emblems on trucks like this is just double-sided tape, so it literally just kind of falls off. I mean, that took no time at all. That's pretty much the way the whole truck is when it comes to the emblem. This you'll have to really fight with to get off, but we'll get it down. We'll get most of it off. It looks like somebody added some double-sided tape along the way, because this looks like just regular 3M tape going up and down here, and then you have the factory stuff which goes sideways. So that's what we're going to work on. So we're going to get started. I got the grinder back here so we can cut these little tabs off. There's 4 of them up here. And we're going to start sanding on the fender. I'm probably going to leave this trim on here for right now. I know there's still a little more adjustment I need to do on my fender. It drooped a little bit, so we're going to tighten that up. Not today, but we are going to get that functioning. So let's see if this thing works today, because normally it's very temperamental. It definitely does the job. Let's see, I think I need to take these. Well, they're still a little high, but maybe a little sanding or... I don't want to cut them down too far to where I'm cutting into the door. So if I leave a little bit where I can just use the sander, it will still sand down that little bit. But you see all this? This is all that stuff that sits behind that molding for all them years. And then it just sits there and it rots. I'm still debating on if I'm going to keep the bottom trim or not. Y'all haven't been leaving me no ideas, in the comments. So comment, like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. We're trying to get this thing going to where I can do more content. It's always more. With the sanding, I'm probably going to have to come home during the week after my long job and do a little sanding every day so we can stay caught up. Now, what I'm going to do is just work on this little section right here where I just cut that off, because if you can see there's little high spots right here. We went down all the way to the metal, really didn't want to do that. So we got to make sure that we don't eat up on the door. That one's still just got a little bit. So just use a palm sander. That's what I prefer. I mean, there's no big angle right here, so it's not going to matter. Just keep it flat. Just work this section. having technical difficulty. We'll come back to this. The reason why I rub my finger across here is because we're checking the texture to see if it's smooth, a smooth, flat, smooth surface, because that's what you want good for paint. This one's got a little bit of a ridge. This one is still a little high, so we're going to have to keep sanding on that one a little bit. This one's about right where you want it to be, except for the grinder put in a little bit of a groove there, so we'll have to probably put in a little putty right there. Not a big deal. Doesn't matter if you put a little bit of putty, you know, just a little smidge. Now, if you're trying to fix a roof with a gallon of this stuff, stop. Just stop. It's not worth it. That's why I had to change this cap. It's not worth it, because in the long run, Bondo will crack and it'll cause bigger problem down the road. Just fix it. Lord, please fix it.
Here,
if it's a
we'll show you.
hole in it, fix it. There you go.
Show them.
Well, that one ain't got Bondo on it no more. Cut all that stuff out. Okay, now I know a lot of people are going to be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, I don't want bare metal setting. What I do is I can. Dang, it's on the other side. Don't look at the roof. So what we're going to do, because I know the whole truck ain't getting sanded today, so what we're going to do, cover up the bare metal spots. We don't want to leave them open. The little rust spots, because we're going to come back and do the whole thing, because I'll be doing this during the week, sanding, but we don't want to leave bare metal showing. Bare metal showing creates rust. Rust creates a bigger problem. Now, this door's already been sanded for the most part. It's pretty smooth, because the people I got the cab from had already started working on the body. This is a perfectly good clear coat. I'm going to hate to have to do this, but if I want the truck to match, I got to sand everything down. We're going to have to need a new piece of sandpaper. Now, I'm going to go with a lighter grit sandpaper. I'm not using 80, 60. I'm not trying to eat this up. I'm just trying to give enough little scuff that that the other paint will connect to. Like this right here, we got to get this out. I don't know what this is. It looks like somebody tried to use some touch-up paint. So I'm gonna get a disc out the garage. Now, I got some 320s and some 400s. They're not very abrasive. They're more of a smoother style. It will still take the clear coat off, and that's all I'm trying to do, is to just give something that the new paint has something to attach to. We're going to work right up here. Now see, paint's gone, so I need to get this flat so the new paint will stick Now, what I'm going to show you is that this is not, it still feels smooth. It's not, but it's leaving little pieces so the paint will actually hook to this. It's nice and smooth. We're just knocking off the clear coat. See the difference? Nice and shiny, dull. That's all you're trying to do. You don't want to take this all the way down the middle and have to use body filler and line it up and all that. We're just scuffing it up. Just making it, you know, like this right here, needs to be fixed. We're going to have to sand that down. We'll sand it. Now, like I was saying earlier, to get this, because you can still feel it when you're going, we might have to use a little thin layer of body filler right there just to keep it level with this. That's not a big deal. That's just to bring up, that's like, what, a couple of thousandths of an inch just to bring it up to this, to the paint level. That's all we're trying to do. Just scuff this up so when you do a nice clean paint job, you don't have the issues. Now, I'm not a professional. I don't even claim to be. But this is all you need to do. You can do this stuff in your backyard. Look, take a shirt. You don't have to take a shirt. I just ain't got a cloth on it. But that's just as smooth as this is. Actually, this is rougher because this needs a bath. But nice and smooth. That's all it is. That's all you're really trying to do is to get the texture to where you knock off the clear coat, you put a little bit of grind into the fender so you can paint over it. Now this one didn't change the depth that much, so yeah, that one will be easy. But like I said earlier, we're not leaving bare metal showing, so we're going to take our little rattle can. And look at that. See the difference? Now you got a nice shiny piece right there where we just did a little psh. So can you imagine when we use the big hands and get this thing really going? It's going to look great. I mean, it's not going to look great if you're like really checking it and everything, but from a distance, can't find a better paint job than that. And you can do it yourself in your own backyard. Now see, with black, it's very hard because black shows every single imperfection. Like right here, this is where those rivets were. If you get in real close, you can see them. So what we'll do a body filler line because I got to fill in these holes anyway. We'll just take a nice little thin scrape, smooth it out, you'll never see them. Okay, so now we're going to work on what we're going to work on. I did have my kids when we had a problem with the camera. Go ahead and put the bed on. You see it's not connected because we still have to sand the back of the cab. Still have to sand this, fix a couple of holes back here where there's a little rust, and get it ready for paint. We got to sand the whole bed now. Okay? We got to clean out the bed too because there's much. We're going to start. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to finish wiring up the headlights, blinkers, all that. This is all the wiring that when we took off the front clip. Ooh, that's not good. And my son doesn't know what a negative battery terminal is. This is what a negative battery terminal looks like. So we're going to pull all the wires through. Here they are. Now, me personally, I'm going to make this look better because this is for the horn, so that can be separated. This is a grounding strap. But these can just be cleaned up. And look at this. What is that? That looks like some kind of fix job somebody did years ago. And the tape done wore off. Here's the tape right here. So we'll fix that. Put some new tape on it. And then we'll you know, just clean it up, make it look a little nice. Let's see, this is the headlight, I think. This is the marker light. So now bottom light, all that stuff. But I'm trying here, so we're gonna put you right there, and you see there's our hookup. So we can just take this, put that together. This will go in the front right here underneath the headlight. In here. And you just in and a little bit of a twist. There we go. So now that's the blinker. Now we take this. Okay. We run it this way. Okay, now it actually goes underneath. Let's see if we can hook that back here. Actually, it goes underneath this. Right through here. Okay. Now if you see along here, there's little clips. That's what the wires were actually hooked to. So this goes to your horn. Yep, that's right there. So we just take this down here. I'm telling you, I need one of them headband ones. I think that's what I need, Tim. You know, a headband mount.
I think we got one in there, don't we?
Maybe if we did a hat and use the clip-on. Okay, there's that. Now, right there, we got to take that bolt out. Tim, grab the pliers right back there.
Not so sure about a hat.
Well, backwards hat.
These?
Well, I don't think those work. Just regular pliers. It should be on the seat right there. See what we're doing. We got to remove this bolt. Woo! That time of season, allergies start kicking. Okay, so we take this bolt out real quick. I don't know if I hit the socket with that. But I did buy some new tools and they're in the house. But I'm not. My kids aren't allowed to touch them because everything I own winds up out in my yard. And no, I didn't make no money off YouTube to go buy them, so I'm just doing it because that's what I need to keep doing this content. Okay. Now we should just be able to turn this. Come on. Definitely need a wireless mic for the GoPro. That cord kind of gets in the way. I'm hoping this thing even works. We don't know yet. Did they just let the hound out? Yep, they let the baby out. That's my puppy, if you've seen her run across the screen. That's Miss Ruby. She's a pain, but we love her. She's a sweetheart until she starts barking at everything. At least she doesn't bark as much as my male dog does. He barks at the bird farting on a tree limb. He'll bark. Alright, let's clean that up a little bit. So we take this little sandpaper. We're going to see if we can get a better connection there. We'll make it a good connection. Anytime you're using the ground, make sure you got a good connection. I don't look too bad, but we'll go ahead and scuff it up a little bit too. Just to be on the safe side. Okay. Now I have this other wire. See it right there. Let it go on top. Put the two back together. We'll go for this right here. We stick the bolt back in here, twist it back down. Who's that, Lee? Bam. All right. Nice and snug. Set those right there. Okay, now we're going to keep running this.
You got the GoPro.
We're going to set it down right here. Now, this is the other horn cable, because this truck, being a D150, which I did not know, a D150 and a D100, the D100 only has one horn. D150, here, we'll just put you down here so you can see it, has two. Put it right there on that. Then we take this. These are all the same wires from the other side. This is the one for the headlight. So we're going to take this one. We're going to plug it in. Now these are aftermarket LED headlights. These are not factory incandescent lights. These did cost me a little bit of money back in the day. I don't remember exactly how much. It was like 50, 60 bucks, something like that for a set of them. This one's bad too. Okay, and we take the bulb. Oh, this one doesn't have the piece in there, so we'll just sit it in the hole. So took us a little bit to find the electrical tape. This is not good electrical tape, but it's good enough to do what we're doing. Just to cover up these wires. Just roll it around. This is an old roll. The kids done lost my new roll, but it's okay. I'm gonna get there. We're gonna get the garage cleaned out. We're gonna move everything in the garage so we don't have to stand out here in the sun. But we're getting there. A little bit at a time. I just bought a new roll of this stuff, and I don't know how they lose it when they shouldn't even be messing with it, but that's kids. We're thinking about doing another YouTube about my son playing video games, how he loves to yell at the TV screen. I think it'd be very funny. Let me know in the comments what you think. And it's the middle one, Mr. Trevor.
Our editor.
Yeah, our film editor. But it's funny, you can hear him all through the house yelling and screaming at the TV when he's losing. Probably get 1 million views on them videos. I know this stuff is not that exciting. We're just trying to show you how you can fix stuff your own way. I mean, you can go buy the fancy corrugated plastic like that, and it's all doing the same thing because you still got to tape the end of it. So it really doesn't matter. See, now that looks so much better, but it's sitting like that. And then we just unplug the headlight here. And then we do the same thing on the headlight. And we separate, make sure you separate the wires so they don't overlap each other. Then you just come around. I mean, granted, this won't last forever because it's just electrical tape, just like this tape didn't last. But it's just something to protect it for a time until we can go back through and redo the whole thing. I'm trying to get everything done so we can check the headlights, the blinkers, the running lights, see what needs to be changed. Okay, that's good. Okay, and then this one right here just needs a little bit. I am going to turn on the GoPro, the other GoPro we left on while we were taking a little break. So there'll be some extra filler video. Just, you know, this is not really in good shape, but alright, so if you look at that now Now you got all your wires separated, and my cameraman get off my wires. Now you can see everything. Okay, this is the headlight. This, not 100% sure, but I'll find it. And then this is your marker light. So, it just sits down in here, like that. Because here's your main harness. Okay, now we need to figure out what we got to plug into down here. What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, part of a bungee cord. It's wonderful. Okay, so I got plugs here. What is that? Okay, that's all done up. That's in. Okay, that's plugged up. So this should be the headlight, which I do have LED headlights in here. I am going to have to run new wires and stuff for the for all of it, because for some reason it's been messed with. We're going to move the charging box out of the way for a second. Just put this right here. Okay. Now this goes down in here. And it goes, I do believe, okay, where's my wiring harness for the bottom light like this? That's what I'm missing. It's been disconnected. See this? That's on the other side, it's been disconnected. So where the heck's it at? Might have to go get it. That's why you always keep a parts truck. So we'll get this plugged in. Down here. This just kind of... I don't know about that, doggone it. That thing just popped right out and I think it broke. But luckily we got spares for everything. Yeah, that's just dry rotted. Yep, okay, well, that's the way it goes in. We'll just set it down there for right now. Sometimes we are going to have to buy new pieces, but I do believe we have those marker lights on the other, but I need to find that. Let's get the wiring harness off this one. Let's turn on this GoPro so we can kind of see what we're doing here and see if this thing actually even works. Got to figure out how to turn it on. Okay, we got a red light flashing. Okay, start here. Alright, it's recording, so now we can I can see kind of what's going on. Little camera screen. Y'all can see me walk around. Thinking about using it like a chest plate or something. I don't know, maybe an armrest or something. Now we just come over here. Okay, and we can see right here, this is the wiring harness. That's where it goes into the computer. This is the computer, by the way. And this is the part we're looking for right here. See that? That's your blinker for the front of your truck. So we're just going to disconnect this. Oh, come on. Urgh. Okay, it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but we're going to make it work. It ain't pushing down enough. Okay. See if I can. Oh, I got a screwdriver on me. There we go. Now it'll come off. Bam. There we go. Now we got the harness we need to put it back on the other truck. And if this thing ain't working, I'm sorry, but we're trying. Normally I wouldn't go over there and take parts off the truck. So we'll put you right here. I don't know how they do that in these videos. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make it just. I mean, they probably got different things. It's LED, high beam, low beam. These actually light up, and this LED at the bottom lights up red when they're wired up. Right now, they're not wired up for that. Now we're gonna see if this thing has a horn now, because I Never tried it. I know my horns used to work, but let's see what happens. But it might be because the steering wheel is not my steering wheel. Yep, that don't sound like it's doing anything. And the key does not have to be on for a horn to work. So apparently there's a relay or something that's not working. So we're going to stick the key in anyway. Yeah, that is definitely not working. Let's try and jump it and see what happens. All I do is just make a connection between these two. Okay, so there's definitely something wrong. So we'll have to address that. Don't know exactly what it is. Do we have headlights?
No.
Still do not have headlights. So, what is wrong?
Remember the ground last time.
Yeah. Let me see something. I'm hung up. There, that shit look right there. Tell me if they come on with the... I can't even reach the whole thing. Lord mercy, I don't know about this thing with the... We're definitely going to have to see if we can find a wireless mic. Because corded mics just aren't the way to go. Anything?
Nope.
Why aren't they working? Oh! Would help if you plug up the battery.
We got
What you got?
bottom lights.
Bottom light, still no headlights?
No headlights. Now try the horn.
Yeah, we can try the horn now. Might not be nothing wrong with it. Yep, got the horn. Alright, nice and loud. Okay. What, Ruby, you don't like the horn? Let's see, we got a wire laying around. I'll try and jump a wire. See if that makes it work any better. Let's come over here to the park strip. Always nice to have a park strip. Here, that's it. We'll just cut this off. That's the ground strap. That one's bad anyway. Let's see if we can just break it off real quick. See, what does that go to? Is that hooked up on my truck? I don't even know what that is. Oh, no, we're not going to break that off. AC compressor's locked up. We can use them wires. Dang it. This is very hard sometimes. Because we know it's locked up, so. There we go. Alrighty. Let's go back over this way. Don't fall over. Try not to keep the cameraman in too many video footage. Okay. Take that off. Come over here. Yes, we know the sun's bad. We probably might not even use this GoPro footage. We're just trying to see how it works, especially with the microphone and everything. We might just check it and see what happens. Now, this is just making a jumper wire. That's all this is. Ruby, get off the tarp. She's so curious. She's only a year and 2 months old. So, very small dog. Not a big dog, not mean or anything like that. Okay, let's try this first. Let's try and get a better ground. Anything?
Nope.
Okay. Now I know this is a power wire. So we're going to hook this to this. Hook this. Oh, I need a millimeter, dude. Okay, so since it's not long enough, come back over here and get the other piece of wire. Left them over there. think putting on a wrist would be pretty good. You know what I mean? Mr. Cameraman. Might have to ask my IT guy. It doesn't matter if it's got a white line on it because you know it's a ground or power. We're just using it to see what we can do about these lights. Okay. That's all we're really doing. We'll hook this up right here. Just stick that in there.
We got that headlight.
Okay,
Not this one.
What part of it's lighting up?
The bottom with the red.
Okay. That's what I thought. But there's got to be a reason why the actual headlight ain't working. That could be the switch, could be a relay. Or not a relay, but a fuse. So let's come in here real quick.
Okay.
Alright, so taking the little nuts off the backside, just push this stuff through. Now if you want to keep it, you can pry it off, you know, real easy. It'll pretty much snap off without hurting anything. Nothing wrong with it, perfectly good. I'm not worried about it because I'm not reusing this stuff. And I've never seen another truck with the chrome on the upper side. You just take these off, little clips, and just slide them off. Boom, done. That easy. Now this one, when we took this one off, oh, we can take this one off too, because I'd already pulled the nut off of it, and then there you go. See, nothing wrong with it. Perfect shape, no problem. Can reuse it if you want to. Little clip right here. Sometimes they want to aggravate you. Just open them up. You can either pull them forward like this and they come right out because they have a big hole up here, or you can just open up the back enough to let it slide out through. And then you got the same thing like on the other side. You see this is all them years of that trim just sitting there. All that dirt and grime and dust, and that's all it is. And then this is where we took off the back trim. Just have these little connectors. You just unbolt them from the inside, come right out. Same thing on this. These have little clips, which I got to be very careful when I take these off, because these clips, like I said last video, they're about $11 a piece. So, but you see, I still have mine all the way down. I'm only missing one on the bed, but I have the same one I'm missing right here on this bed. So it's not going to be a big problem putting all of it back on. So that's what we got this week. Like I said, this and these things come off so easy, you can really just do it with your fingers. Just get in behind there, boom, it comes right off. It's double-sided tape. Somebody's tried to repair this one because this is new. So it's easy to come off, not a big deal. It's just a little repetitive, you know, trying to, you know, keep getting it off. So like, share, subscribe. Catch me next week.